Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Hi, everyone. I have a question for you.
The chairs are very straight.
Grandma's dinner table. Grandma's dinner table.
All right, who's first?
So you're playing the Atom.
Yes.
How is it to go from a lot of people have a lot of questionable things about you being Superman, but how is it to get kind of like that little redemption being the Atom and just him being this takeoff character, especially going to season 2 and season 3?
Yeah, it's been great playing Ray Palmer and the Atom. It was an amazing experience playing Superman and following in somebody's footsteps, and then as Ray Palmer and the Atom to kind of create this new version that we haven't seen really ever on screen.
Yeah, ever.
So I'm excited to have had both of those experiences. Now I've played Ray longer than I ever played Superman.
Yeah.
And so he's really become, I've become very fond of him, where I knew nothing about him before. So it's been great.
I would say that this is, by the way, Hilton George from BlurredCon. You are playing a villain, and to my knowledge, you've only played one of them before, and that was with Scott Pilgrim. How is this turn from being a universally good guy on TV to playing this new role?
Sorry, not Ray Palmer's not the bad guy.
No. I'm saying you've only played one bad guy.
I played two bad guys.
Yes.
So Scott Pilgrim and then Daniel Shaw and Chuck.
Yes.
So what is it like to play a bad guy?
Well, yes, to play a bad guy versus playing as good guys, because you do very well with both.
Thanks. Well, I going in, I didn't know that I wanted to play a bad guy, so I was kind of out to be the good guy. But what's fun about being the bad guy is when you can be over the top. So Scott Pilgrim was a lot of fun. Daniel Shaw and Chuck, I really tried to resist it. I wanted to be Team Chuck all the way. But they gave Daniel Shaw such heart and such a great backstory for where his motivation came from. He wasn't just evil for the sake of being evil. He this terrible thing had happened to him, and he had created the story of why it had happened, and that's what we do in life. We without all the evidence or without all the everybody else's story, we create these stories, and then that's how we create hate, and division.
So, this is a two-part about it.
Okay.
So when you went into the acting, did you know, first thing is, did you know anything about the character walking in? Did you have to read up and catch up?
I knew nothing about Ray Palmer.
So now that you are Ray Palmer, so I'm guessing that you read up on it. What do you bring from your own experience into the character?
That's different. I think for one, what I bring in with version of Ray is kind of innate in the version of the character that they created, which is that he's this tech genius. So that, and I don't think we've necessarily seen that as much, at least in the older versions of the comic, where he was just a professor and doctor. But doing that and being a businessman and a leader of a team and of a business was one aspect that was different. And just I think the energy, one of the first scenes that I had as Ray Palmer was this very energetic scene. It's in the first scene, third episode that I'm in, I think, in Arrow, where talking to Felicity, and it's just this and that. I had so much coffee, and I, talking to my assistant, doing this and that, doing that, and I didn't want it to be just because he was a businessy guy, and they had kind of written him a little more, not as nice. And I was like, I don't want it to be that way. I'd rather play this. If I'm going to play this character, I'd be a little more exciting, and so that his energy comes out of his excitement and passion about creating new technology and sharing it with the world. So that was the piece that I added.
Brandon, how would you describe the difference in terms of the entertainment industries now embracing a superhero culture, where pretty much everything's being adapted, to back when you were Superman, and back, even back then, pretty much only a super mainstream character like Superman was going to get adapted. Now everything's getting adapted. Can you talk about how it's changed from your interest in Hollywood to now?
It's weird to think because it's been such a kind of a gradual transition, and I've been a part of it this whole time almost. To realize that it wasn't quite that way when Superman Returns came out. It's awesome. There's such great storytelling. There's such great life lessons to learn in all these stories, and it's appealing to people. And thankfully, the companies that make these film and television projects are paying attention to what the audiences want, and I think it's great for us to have this as an entertainment source, to learn from superheroes and villains alike, to see humanity portrayed in a bigger than life way, so that we can go, oh, that kind of actually works in my life too. If I just without the superpowers. So I think it's a really unique way of storytelling, and I've been excited to be a part of it.
Any hesitation to come back to this culture? I think back to like Chris Evans when he had to debate whether he wanted to be Captain America.
Yeah, I think I was. There was a slight bit of like, oh, play another superhero, but I saw a unique opportunity with Ray to play something that was different and to also build on some of the things that I'd done before, because I didn't scratch that itch enough of Superman. I mean, I got to the beginning of that. So Ray has really kind of allowed. There's a lot of Clark and Superman in Ray. I think, in all heroes, but it shows up for me because I played Superman. So,
questions?
I did, but
no.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. So, obviously, in the mid-season finale, we saw the exit of Firestorm actually over the course of 2 episodes. So, how will we see Ray and the Atom kind of step up in their absence with the team, and how does the team kind of, come together? I guess a little bit more than its coming episodes.
Yeah, I mean, the loss of Firestorm is huge. He's been such an integral part. They have been such an integral part to our team, and emotionally, it's a big loss moving forward that nobody has time to deal with, but we do in our own ways. And you see Ray kind of reflecting a little bit from time to time. Ray has to step up as far as the science and the technology to take place, because there's no longer Professor Stein to be there, and then Zari will kind of pitch in with the engineering and that kind of stuff. And we try to fill the gaps as much as possible, but emotionally it's different, and the feel of the show is even different too without having that presence. But in true Legends fashion, the world is ending and time is crashing, so hopefully you don't feel the loss too much, but we've given it enough reverence, but we move on and still make the show exciting. But they were fantastic, and I'm sad to see them go, and I hope we'll have Franz back again, since he's still, Jax is still out there.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.